How's it going, everyone? The PlayStation Store is currently running its mid-year deal sale, as well as a Bandai Namco publisher sale, which the Bandai Namco sale is quite good as well. Want to highlight deals under $5 in this video. We'll highlight some of the best deals available, so we'll go through everything pretty quickly. But let's get right into it. Tomb Raider Definitive Edition is 75% off for $4.99. It is available on PlayStation Plus Extra. Great game. This is the Tomb Raider reboot from 2013. It's more of an origin story, but has a pretty solid narrative. Game length it's not super lengthy, so just keep that in mind. Like, if you rush through the main story, you can complete the game fairly quickly, like in a sitting or two, probably 2 sittings. But there is some optional content and whatnot that you can delve into. For $4.99, it's a great deal, and I'd strongly recommend it. And I've been talking up the Tomb Raider games for a while now, so yeah, play through this, then jump into Rise of the Tomb Raider, and then you can play Shadow of the Tomb Raider as well. Next up, we have DotHack GU Last Recode, 90% off for $4.99. Man, every time I see this deal, I am inclined to give it a strong recommendation, because this is an absurd amount of content for your money. $4.99 will get you DotHack GU Volume 1, 2, and 3. On top of that, a 4th smaller episode. And DotHack as a whole was a pretty underrated JRPG franchise from the PS2 era. The issue with the franchise was that you were releasing games in these volumes that were $40 or $50, I think, a pop, and it was pretty pricey to go through the entirety of the story. But in this bundle, you're getting all 3 games and a 4th smaller episode for $4.99. Bear in mind that suckers like me paid like $100, over $100 to play all of these games on the PlayStation 2. You know, they were new at the time, whatever, and they're great games. They are narratively really strong. Cast of characters has a lot of depth to it. Some of the elements show their age, stiff animations, dated voice acting, but for the most part, really enjoyed these games on $4.99. Great pickup there. Next up, we have Saints Row 4 Re-Elected, 80% off for $3.99. A great game if you just want something to mentally unplug with. It doesn't get much better than Saints Row. Like, it's like Saints Row and Just Cause for me. If you just want open world mayhem and nonsense in the best way imaginable, and best way that you could explain nonsense being. But Saints Row is wacky, it's zany, it's over the top, and that's exactly what it is in Saints Row 4. It's not going to be something that emotionally sticks with you for years and years, but is it a fun time? Oh, absolutely, and a game that I really enjoyed. I would also recommend Saints Row the Third. Maybe at some point they'll remaster Saints Row 2 and put it on PS4 to play that pretty easily, but who knows if that'll happen. And Saints Row 2 is definitely a tonality shift from Saints Row 3, to say the least. Next up, you know what? I want to give this a mention. Thief is 85% off for $2.99, available on Plus Extra. Look, I remember being so hyped for Thief when it was coming out in 2014. I was just thinking, man, this is gonna be the game that really sets the tempo for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One going forward. This is the game that's really gonna show the what those consoles are gonna be capable of in that generation. And boy, oh boy, what a sucker I was. I was so wrong about that. Now, Thief is still a game that has some strengths to it. If you like stealth games, I think Thief is gonna be a game that you can enjoy. It's just you have to keep your expectations in line. Bear in mind, when I played this game, I paid a full $60 for it, so you know, my expectations weren't quite met, and it had some mechanical issues. The visuals are okay, but yeah, if you do like stealth games, it's an interesting game to go through. It's just, you know, when I spent $60 on it, I got absolutely bamboozled, but nevertheless, $2.99 for a pretty decent pickup there. Next up, we have Little Nightmares, $4.99 on this. A fantastic survival horror platformer with some puzzle elements to it as well. Great atmosphere, great vibe to the game, which I think is the most important part in a horror game. Little Nightmares 2 obviously came out, which is honestly a jump up from Little Nightmares 1 as well, but you should definitely play Little Nightmares 1, and apparently Little Nightmares 3 is going to be coming to fruition, so a lot of excitement surrounding this IP from Bandai Namco, and Tarsier Studios is doing a great job with this, and they're kind of more under the radar, but yeah, this is one that is resonating with a lot of people. Next up, we have Sniper Elite 3 for $4.49. Sniper Elite is a game that I don't think is revolutionary, and I think that from a franchise standpoint, I feel like Sniper Elite you would think would do better than it has from a commercial standpoint, but hell, Sniper Elite is still regularly getting games, so what do I know? It's a tactical third-person shooter. that definitely does reward more stealthy gameplay and, you know, patience and whatnot. It's not for everybody, but what I've played of it, I enjoyed it for sub $5. I think it's a pretty decent pickup. Next up, we have BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, 77% off for $4.59. The thing with BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle is that you're marrying a bunch of different franchises here. BlazBlue, Persona, Under Night, and you've got Ruby in there as well. BlazBlue always is going to give you an incredibly stylish fighting game, and Arc System Works fighting games is always actually going to give you that. It's an incredibly sleek and well-presented fighting game. It's not one that you're going to find a super, you know, in-depth competitive scene on at this stage of the game, but Cross Tag Battle is a game that's been received pretty well, and if you're into stylish fighting games, I think you're going to have a good time with it, especially at an under $5 price tag. They do have the special edition available at $13, so that's something to look at as well. Next up, we have Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, 75% off for $4.99, available on Plus Extra. If you want an emotional, narrative-driven title, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons is a damn good one. It's a game that very much leans on its storytelling, but it does a really good job with it. Bear in mind that it is a super short game, so it's not going to be for everybody in terms of, you know, it's $5, so even if you're getting a game that's a couple hours long, you know, you're only spending $4.99 on it, so it's not that big of a deal. You can complete it in like 3 to 4 hours, so yeah, we're talking like super short, but a very engaging game from a narrative standpoint, and one of the better ones in that regard. $4.99, decent pickup there. Next up, want to give a shout out to Prototype, 85% off for $4.49. Look, if I go back to 2009, I remember the infamous Prototype superhero open world game battle like it was yesterday. Man, were people really going at it over those games, and really, it kind of stemmed from the console wars as well, because Infamous was a PlayStation 3 exclusive and Prototype was a multi-platform game. Infamous turned out to be, I think, widely regarded the better game. I would definitely go with that, but Prototype still offered a lot of fun. It definitely had its shortcomings. Like, the visuals in this game, for even a PS3 game, very much lacking. Looked more like a really good PS2 game, but the gameplay, I thought, was really enjoyable and just really embodied a lot of fun. Over the top as far as your abilities go, and $4.49 for it, I think, is a good price for it. If you never checked it out, go ahead and give it a look. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with what you get out of Prototype. Next up, Murdered Soul Suspect is 90% off for $1.99. Very interesting mystery detective game with some supernatural elements attached to it as well. Has some great visuals for a game that came out all the way back in 2014, and yes, it is a narrative-driven adventure game with a lot of mystery tied to it. The initial price tag a little bit hefty, but at $1.99, if you're looking for something story-driven with a really cool supernatural setting, Murdered Soul Suspect's probably going to be a game that you end up having a decent time with, so give that a look. Want to mention a couple of other titles real quickly. Dead Island Definitive Collection, $4.49 on that. This is Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide, refined for the PlayStation 4, 1080p resolution, and some improved graphics and game models as well, and you've got the DLC. Survival horror fun with a co-op emphasis, but you know how many people are you going to find to play Dead Island with? I don't know about that, but you can still have a decent solo experience. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game complete edition, $4.94 on this. Fun beat 'em up with a very charming cartoon art style. I'm not a big Scott Pilgrim guy, but this game is still a pretty fun time. I want to give a mention to LEGO Harry Potter Collection. This is years 1 through 4 and 5 through 7. It's a LEGO game, but if you're a fan of Harry Potter and you're a fan of LEGO games, goes hand in hand, and you'll probably have a good time with this at $2.99, super cheap. And then finally, Bridge Constructor Portal. You've got Bridge Constructor with the Portal style and aesthetic to it as well. $1.49 on this, so super cheap there, and you can check that out as well. 90% off on that, so just $1.49, super cheap price there. But that'll do it for me. Again, a lot of deals available across the 2 sales running right now. Links to everything, as always, in the description box below. That's gonna do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.